Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today we're going to be checking out the latest Ossiarch Bonereapers miniature called the Mortisan Ossifector. We're going to be checking out what it looks like up close and personal, any assembly issues that I might have had. I'm going to be showing you the full assembly as I'm also going through his war scroll and the spells that Ossiarch Bonereaper wizards can use, because why not? Alright, so difficulties putting this miniature together. Well, there's a bunch of little fiddly pieces, so you want to make certain all of your tools are nice and sharp so that they are moving through the plastic easier, and you probably want to hold your finger against each of the pieces as you're clipping them off so that it absorbs any of the extra energy that could cause your miniature piece to weaken or snap off. You want to do the same sort of thing when you are cleaning. Cannot suggest a sharp knife for these, more if you're worried about gouging, which may be the case since there's a lot of curved areas in this miniature. Then remember to carve it down until it's nearly all gone, all of the extra sprue that you're trying to take off the miniature piece, and then turn your knife around and scrape the rest of it away. But beyond that, everything seems to be very straightforward. There is a section in the guide where it has the Morghast head attached to the flowy piece in the guides before you even put it on the model in real life. So just ignore that part. You'll be putting the Morghast head on a little bit later, but for some reason the guide has a picture of it in there. But other than that, you can absolutely follow the guide and it will get you to a completed miniature. So he has 120 points. He's got a movement of 5, wounds of 5, 4+ save, 10 bravery. He has a single melee weapon, which is Ossified Talons, range of 1 inch, 3 attacks, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, rend -1, and 2 damage. So his powers are in his abilities, since you don't really want this guy in combat. He is a wizard, so we'll absolutely go over the spells that he will be able to cast. He has the ability to cast 1 spell and unbind 1 spell, and then his abilities are Refined Creations. In your hero phase, you can pick 1 friendly Gothizzar Harvester, Mortec Crawler, or Morghast unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit, and pick 1 of the following augmentations to apply to that unit until your next hero phase. The same unit cannot be picked to benefit from this ability more than once per turn. So the first one is Ossified Barbs, which improves the rend characteristic of that unit's melee weapons by 1, which is an always nice little benefit. And then Accelerated Calcification. The first wound or mortal wound caused to that unit in each phase is negated. That could be quite nice. It would be good for the Gothizzar Harvester, I suppose, where he would be constantly be attacked, I assume, by whatever he's attacking. And then lastly is Enhanced Claw Span. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a missile weapon by that unit is 6, that attack scores 2 hits on the target instead of 1. Make a wound roll, a save roll for each hit. And that sounds like it would be more for the Mortec Crawler than anything else. So a nice little enhancement. And you get wizards besides. And that wizard has the ability to cast Empower Ossification. It is a spell that has a casting value of 5, so that's easy to succeed in, and a range of 24 inches. That's a great range. If successfully cast, the caster can pick up to 3 different friendly Gothizzar Harvesters, Mortec Crawlers, or Morghast units in any combination that are wholly within range to benefit from the Refined Creations ability instead of 1 unit that is wholly within 12. Well, that's handy. We could double the range of the other ability and have 2 people benefit from it. I'm not certain if that is the spell that you would want to cast with him. Guess it depends on the situation. So let's look at what other spells, besides of course Arcane Bolt and Mystic Shield, this fellow can cast. The Lore of Ossian Sorcery. So first we have Empower Nadirite Weapons. It's a spell that has a casting value of 5 and a range of 24 inches. If successfully cast, pick 1 friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit wholly within range and visible to the caster until the start of your next hero phase. The Nadirite's weapons battle trait triggers on an unmodified hit roll of 5+ instead of 6 for that unit. So just to familiarize yourself with the netherite weapons ability that all Ossiarch Bonereapers have, it is if the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a melee weapon by a friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit is 6, that attack scores 2 hits on the target instead of 1. This ability has no effect on attacks made by mounts unless noted otherwise. So again, that's melee weapons. Now, and so what did that spell say? It hits on a 5 instead of 6. So that could be very beneficial, particularly for large number of models in a unit. Protection of Nagash. It is a spell that has a casting value of 6 if successfully cast at the end of any phase. If any wounds or mortal wounds were allocated to the caster in that phase from an attack made with a melee weapon and the caster was not slain, you can remove them from the battlefield and set them up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units. After setting up the caster, the spell is unbound. Nagash sends them off. Interesting. Reinforce Constructs. It's a spell that has a casting value of 5 and a range of 18 inches. If successfully cast, pick one friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit wholly within range and visible to the caster. Until your next hero phase, that unit has a ward of 4+ against mortal wounds. Specifically mortal wounds. But then there are creatures that, whenever they do 6s, they deal mortal wounds in addition or instead of the regular hitting. So that could be very useful. Drain Vitality. Drain Vitality is a spell that has a casting value of 6 and a range of 18 inches. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within range and visible to the caster until your next hero phase. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by that unit, and subtract 1 from save rolls for attacks that target that unit. That's a nice one. Range of 18 inches, so not wholly within, just within 18 inches. Subtract 1 from hit rolls and subtract 1 from save rolls. Nice. That one could be very helpful. Mortal Contract. Mortal Contract is a spell that has a casting value of 7 and a range of 18 inches. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within range and visible to the caster. For the rest of the battle, roll a dice at the end of each phase in which any attacks made by that unit inflicted any damage on friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers units. On a 3+, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. You cannot pick the same enemy unit to be affected by this spell more than once. Now it says for the rest of the battle. Casting value 7, so a little harder to get. A range of 18 inches. Pick one enemy unit for the rest of the battle. At the end of each phase, if that unit did damage to Ossiarch Bonereapers, on a 3+, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. 2 out of 3 times, he will take D3 mortal wounds. So definitely put that on a tough guy to bring them down. Well, maybe not even necessarily a tough guy, just a guy a unit that's going to go into combat a lot and stay there. That's very nice. I like that one. Soul Release. Soul Release is a spell that has a casting value of 5. If successfully cast until your next hero phase, enemy reserve units and enemy summoned units cannot be set up within 12 inches of the caster. The range of the spell must be measured from the caster, even if an ability would allow you to measure it from elsewhere. Well, very specific? I don't know when that would be incredibly useful. Unless the caster that you're choosing is like one, like Catacross, where they just want to kill the caster. Very specific. You'll have to let me know which one of these that you like the best. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, or subscribe just to help me out. And hopefully you'll enjoy another video on the way. Next video is probably going to be about the latest vampire lady. I really enjoyed her too. Alright, bye! Thank you very much, patrons, and now I have a join button, so if you want to join the channel's support directly on YouTube, you should press that button, and you get little emojis that you can use, and I can increase the number of emojis I have, the more people are joined. Hi, I'm Naomi with Sword and Steel, and this is my longtime friend.